There's a reason you made your website. It could be to sell more products, to get your name out there, connect with your clients. Whatever that reason is, there's something you were hoping to achieve. This course is all about getting you there. My name's Kendall, I'm on the marketing team here at Wix, and throughout these lessons, we're gonna talk about everything you can do to promote and manage your business online. But before we do any of that, before you run a single campaign, you have to make sure that you have a site that's ready to receive visitors, and one that drives them towards those goals. That's where we'll start, so let's dive in. I created this website for Laura Boutique. It's an interior design consultancy firm, and my whole goal here with the site is to get people to reach out so that I can convert them into clients. You can see that right here on my first fold. That's the term for the first screen your visitors will see when they get to your page, the most important screen. It's normally made up of 3 elements: a visual, a header, and a call to action, or CTA. These should all work together towards your goal. I'm gonna go change the CTA. So I'll click here, change the text to get in touch. Perfect. At Wix, we like to use CTAs that are more action-driven. So something like discover more is more exciting than get info. Once a visitor gets to your site, it should be clear to them what you're offering and what actions they're expected to take. So that's why I put up here at the top my business name, along with Interior Design Studio, so that when a user comes in, they know that it's an interior design studio called Laura Boutique, and that we want them to talk with us. So that's the first fold. Let's scroll down a bit. So you've created a great first impression for your visitors, and now they want to use your website to learn more about you and gain confidence that you're the right choice for them. To do that, first you'll need an About section, which I've added down here. But another thing you'll need to do is establish your credibility. And how do you do that? You can feature testimonials of happy customers, logos of recognizable companies you've worked with, certifications you've had, awards you've won, press write-ups that you're proud of, or any mix of these. I'm gonna go ahead and add some testimonials. So I'll do that by scrolling down here to this blank section, and I'm gonna add a strip, and we already have in here some pre-made testimonials. So I can take one of these and drag and drop it onto my editor. And then I can go in here and change up any of the design, any of the text, anything. Moving on. Every single one of my pages has to have my NAP, or name, address, and phone number. This helps my visitors contact me, and a 2-for-1, it helps users find me on Google. Thinking of user behavior, as users, when we're looking for contact info, we usually scroll to the footer of a page. So that's where I put mine. And I'll check that it's attached to my footer by saying that it's highlighted in orange. Anything highlighted in orange means that it shows up on all of my pages, as opposed to something that's highlighted in blue, and that means that it shows up on this specific page. Another thing that I want to add to all my pages, links to my social media, so that my visitors can learn more about my business and what I have to offer. I added mine by just going into the add column right here, clicking on social, and then adding a social bar, and customizing it to match your branding and choosing the right spot for it. I pin mine to the side of the screen so that it stays there when users scroll and is always available. I did that by just clicking this pin right here, and I can move it back and forth, up and down, wherever I want to put it. And then it stays with me as I scroll on the screen. It's really easy to forget about mobile when you're creating a site on desktop. But the reality is, more than half of your visitors will actually be coming to your site from their phones. So you're going to want to adjust for the small screen, and things move more quickly on mobile. Here, it's all about getting users what they need and fast. So I'll click on my mobile view up here. And here, it's all about minimizing that scroll. So delete any extra spaces that you have, and make sure that it's all aligned for mobile. And to let my visitors take quick actions on their phones, I can just go over here to Mobile Tools and add a quick action bar, so that anyone on their phone can quickly just click on one of these icons and get in touch with me however I want. I can edit these, change them around, whatever I want to do. I also want to add, over here on Mobile Tools, a Back to Top button. So over here, if any of my users want to get back to the top without having to scroll, they can just click this button and get right there. We've covered a lot, but I'll leave this lesson how I started it, which is to remind you to keep your goals in mind and craft a website around those goals. But now that you have a site that's ready to accept new visitors, how do you convert them into customers once they get to your page? That's what we'll talk about in the next lesson. I'll give you some strategies to start growing your potential client list. I'll see you there.